Peyton Lauder and Jackson Crossroads Pageant Director, Christine Gordon. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Very exciting. Just last Saturday night. Wow. So tell us about the night. What was it like for you, and what was the feeling when your name was announced by Chris Gordon?
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. It was my first time competing as a Miss candidate. Last time I won, I was the outstanding teen, so it's a little bit different. Still no swimsuit. We're with the 2.0 now, but it was a lot of fun, a lot of walking, talking about, you know, my social impact initiative, the Eating Disorder Education Network, and showing off my talent. Was
the competition tough? Was the judge's job difficult?
Of course it was, yeah. We had a great group of panelists though, very experienced, and I think they did a great job.
Well, as we'll see, we have some photographs from JTV's Jeff Steers, who was there capturing the excitement of the night. So take us through the photos and competition.
Yeah, so this was my talent. I actually sang an opera aria called La Pastorella. It's in Italian. And I got the dress from actually one of our Crossroads sponsors, Pierce Bridal. It's my favorite dress.
Beautiful.
This was red carpet or evening gown. And that moment, it's all about confidence and really what's on the inside and how you carry yourself.
Oh, I knew you had confidence because I asked you before the show if you thought you were going to win, and you said yes.
That's not true, by the way.
True. Not true, but you had a good feeling.
Yes, I did. The whole night was filled with good feelings.
Well, really, being in a pageant, it's got to be instilling confidence in everybody that participates. Between the teens and the misses, we really had just so much camaraderie, and the girls that were all there supporting me through my first ever Miss competition, they really were what carried me through. The sisterhood is so real. Everyone seems to be smiling, real smiles.
Yeah. Brown Floral does a beautiful job. They provide us with our bouquets every year, our presentation bouquets, so we're always pleased with Chris and all that she does for us since we started 9 years ago. Yeah.
Real tears.
Yeah.
What did you do after the pageant?
We got Burger King. Yeah, we were pretty tired at that point, so we got some food and we got home, unloaded everything that we had taken with us, because you know you have your racks, your shoes, all the dresses and stuff, so we unpacked and went to bed.
Did you go into Burger King wearing your queen crown?
I did not. We went through the drive-through, took the safe route.
This must be something you do, because it seems after you won teen, the first picture I saw of you was in the car, and I think you were holding, it was some
Yes,
Reese's.
I had a Reese cake, and we actually did try to get the Reese cake again this year. Originally, my parents got it for me because they did not think that I was going to win the Outstanding Teen competition. And then this year, because it moved to summertime, it would have melted in the car. It was an ice cream cake.
Good point.
Now, some of the judging doesn't even occur with the performances on the stage. What are the criteria? What are judges looking at? And what about Peyton that stood out? Chris?
Well, if I were to guess, I would say Peyton just is very prepared, and she presents herself beautifully. She has had some experience with interviewing, and I think anyone that has been a part of this organization and went through the interview process will tell you that it's so important as a life skill just to learn how to be interviewed. And it's not necessarily just a one-on-one. You're with a whole panel of folks, which I think just adds another layer of maybe stress, or just, how do you manage 5 different people asking you questions all at the same time? And I've had several candidates that have gone on to either win a title or not. Megan Albert is a great example. She said when she went to her Wayne State University interview, she's going to be a student in their mortuary science program. Usually it's like an hour interview, and within 5 minutes they said, we want you to be our student, and it was based upon how well she was interviewing. So I think that's just a life skill in itself, is learning how to be interviewed and how to prepare for it. So for Peyton, I'm quite sure she was just very prepared and confident in herself.
Yeah, it's pageant is preparation for your future as a student, as a careerist. What are you doing right now in terms of your education?
So this fall, I will be attending Jackson College, and I'll be studying business. I currently do dress rentals of all things as a side hustle, so I'll be hoping to expand that. It kind of goes hand in hand. And I actually won $2,000 in educational scholarships that I'll be using to pay for my classes this semester, all in an evening gown.
And you won the Miss Outstanding Teen, but you've been competing since you were just elementary school student.
Yes, I used to do, they had smaller pageants at the mall, and they had the Miss Michigan Princess program, which actually one of our judges, Megan Beveridge, was my miss when I was a princess. So it really just goes to show that everything's connected and how great this program is.
Tell me about, because you take on a cause as a candidate, what's yours?
My personal platform or social impact initiative is the Eating Disorder Education Network, and we're a network of specialists ready to assist your road to recovery. We focus on, going into schools, education, raising money for therapy for families that need it, all of those things. Because growing up as a classical dancer, I started to get negative self-image issues, and that's really what started all of this.
Wait, a classical dancer and an opera singer?
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I mean, she plays the piano, and she's done musical theater. She's a pretty talented young woman.
And you've toured in Europe with the choir.
Yes, I did. I actually went to the Blue Lake International program, and we spent the summer in Germany and Greece, just all over Europe, and we really were just traveling, singing, and gaining experiences.
So what are you going to do for a career?
For a career, man, I'll tell you in about 5 years. I think right now I'm really just focused on studying business and my dress rentals, and then we'll see where it takes off from there.
And you're a graduate from Ann Arbor Pioneer.
Yes.
Did you play basketball?
I did not. I'm not on that side of the family yet.
Yeah, well, Peyton's dad, many people in our community know, Tracy Lauder, who coached here in Jackson for many years, didn't get you into basketball.
No, he actually did give me my diploma, though, because he is now the principal of Ann Arbor Pioneer, so that was a really cool moment to get my diploma
neat.
from him. Yeah.
What year are you at? You just starting JC?
Yes.
And
Year 2026.
have you picked a course of study yet?
No, not specifically.
And if someone wants to maybe rent the dress you're wearing right now, is that going to be available from your
Yes,
business?
it will be. You can actually, I have a partnership with the Queenly app. I have all of my dresses that you can buy on there, or you can go to PJ's Icy Closet and get whatever dresses you want from my wardrobe.
Chris, do you think Peyton's going anywhere?
Do you? I'm kind of thinking maybe. If anybody wants to take a look at that JTV photo gallery, it was so great for you guys to be there and cover the event with pictures, but I'd really invite folks to take a look at that a little closely. One of the things that inspires me so much about that evening, I was chatting with Peyton about this a little bit earlier, is it truly the representation of women that were on our stage that night. There was just such a broad range of young ladies, that there truly are no boundaries in being a part of this program, and I think Saturday night was just a really wonderful example of that, and it just kind of just makes your buttons just burst seeing so many young ladies from all different kinds of worlds come together and compete. It was really fun. So please take a look at that gallery.
Yeah, it was very noticeable. Very diverse group of contestants in the pageant, and so attracting people that want to be in the pageant, knowing that they can be accepted and.
Absolutely. When I was thinking of, when I was competing 40 years ago, the typical candidate, the pageant girl,
Right.
And it's evolved so much since then in many organizations. I wasn't truly a fan of 2.0 when it first was introduced about 5 years ago, but as I've grown to see the way it does really open up for more women to be a part of this and to be in a place where they can feel supported and they're not alone in the things that they feel, and they can really truly have a community. I'm all for it now. I'm really believing in the 2.0 philosophy and vision of Miss America.
Yeah, I think many people would used to call it a beauty pageant,
Right.
which obviously that's not what it was or is.
Right.
What about future? You've got more competitions ahead. You've got Miss Michigan.
Yes. Miss Michigan will be in June, and my teen will be competing for Miss Michigan's Outstanding Teen, so it will be a dynamic Jackson duo.
Tell us about Miss Teen winner.
Sure. Her name is Kennedy Malujic. She's from Saginaw. Our teen program is an open program, so you don't necessarily have to be from the Jackson community to compete. Although we did have some great candidates this season compete for the title, and I think they're going to be coming back. She's a dancer. It was her first title to win, so she has been competing, but this was her actual first crown that she won in her first title, so she's very excited. They do come to the Jackson area often. She's a competitive dancer, which means they're in the car a lot and get a lot of windshield time, and her mom said that they do come to the area often, so we'll get her involved with some things, probably not as much as Peyton, because Peyton's right here in our backyard. But we'll get her involved in some things. Next year's our 10-year anniversary for Miss Jackson Crossroads. We've got some big plans. I can't hardly believe it's going to be 10 years, but I'd really like to celebrate with $10,000 in scholarships next year. That's my goal. That we're going to celebrate 10 years with $10,000 in scholarships. So we've got some work to do, but I'd like to see that happen.
Great. Have a fantastic year reigning as Miss Jackson Crossroads.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming in. Good to see you both.
Thank you.
Yes,
You
of
too, Bart.
course.
Thank you.
Yeah. Miss Jackson Crossroads, Peyton Lauder, and Miss Jackson Crossroads Pageant Director and Founder, Chris Gorton. We've got a few things going on this week and weekend. I'll bring you up to date in moments. Stay tuned.